Hi everyone and welcome to the Everyman Investor. So today I will be pulling back the curtains on subscription stock picking services, which I'm sure many of you have seen various advertisements for. I will show you the real life performance of these stock picking services, and then you can make a decision whether you would think it is a good way to start your investment journey into equities. Okay, so usually they start the video with introduction of who they are. They try and make themselves sound like some kind of a genius. They call themselves a Wall Street legend or a one percenter who has got tons of money because he's very successful with stocks. Or they might be a billionaire fund manager, or they could be a multi-millionaire stock trader, or they could be the number one stock picker in America, maybe in 2020, and then their ranking has dropped since, but they do not tell you that. So what have they done? What is their record in the stock market? They will usually come up with a certain number of stocks that they picked up at a few cents or maybe 50 cents to $1, and then they'll show you a chart that shows they've achieved 100,000% gains on these very early stage stocks that they picked 10 to 15 years ago. They usually will tell you they have predicted either the dot-com bubble crash, or maybe the COVID crash, or maybe the global financial crisis crash. And not only did they predict the crash, they will tell you that they called up the bottom of one of the many crashes that I mentioned above. And they will usually tell you that they have got multiple 1000% stock recommendations for their subscribers. Okay, so why are they doing this? So they will portray themselves as the good guys who are trying to give retail investors a hand up. Their usual sort of statement will be that the Wall Street insiders are making too much money. The wealth in the stock market needs to be shared. The average retail investor should have the same information as insiders who are making huge gains. Then they'll tell you that there's a performance guarantee. They are so confident of their service that they will give you a 3-year subscription if they do not achieve like a certain percentage of returns, or they might refund what you paid for their service in credit to subscribe to an alternative service on whichever company they belong to. And they will usually end with a disclaimer that says that all investments carry risk and past performance is no guarantee of future returns. So they tell you to only invest what you can afford to lose. Okay, so this is the portfolio for subscription service 1, one of the 2 subscription services that I have. As you can see, the current portfolio is performing very, very well. There's a lot of green with a very smattering of red here and there, and there's even one stock that's up by almost 91%. So overall, the current portfolio will deliver 123.93% gains, which looks absolutely fabulous. But the flip side is, okay, these are the closed positions of this subscription service since I've subscribed to it. To be fair to the subscription services that I'm mentioning, I only basically showed you the stocks that they recommended since I joined, and also the stocks that they have recommended to sell since I joined as well. Okay, this subscription service has got a hard rule, a 30% stop loss, whereby once the stock drops 30%, they will sell the stock from their portfolio. And as you can see, the recommendations for sales are as follows. There is a ton of red and very little green. So overall, from the closed positions that you have bought on their recommendation and sold on their recommendation or on the stop loss, you would be in the red for 223%. So the total returns from the current portfolio minus what you lost from the closed positions is 99.07%. So as you can tell, this stock subscription service is not a very good one. Okay, the next subscription service that I'm going to show you, it basically gives you recommendations for buys every month, and the number of buys can vary from say 2 positions to up to 8 positions at a time. So the portfolio is really too long to list one by one, but suffice to say, the current portfolio is basically earning 271.47%, and the closed positions are losing 420.5%, which gives you a total return of negative 149.03%. which is even worse than the first subscription service. So the question is, have I cancelled my subscriptions? And the answer to that is no, I have not cancelled my subscriptions for a couple of reasons. So for the first subscription service, it comes with a software, with apparently a proprietary software, and that software actually does provide quite good information on various stocks. The main problem is that the person picking the stocks using that software is not particularly good at it. For subscription service 2, the person who basically is in charge of it provides very regular podcasts on various market conditions, investment trends, what he thinks the Federal Reserve is going to do, and usually he is wrong. So I listen to his podcast, and from there I take my cue on what not to do and what to do. It is actually quite useful to have, say, an oracle who predicts what is not going to happen. So that is the reason why I have not cancelled my subscription service. And anyway, the subscription service is very cheap. It's less than $100 per year. So I think that it is a good return for knowing what not to do. Okay, so the best advice ever regarding all these subscription services was actually picked up on Reddit. I was actually looking at a few of the subscription services and basically try and checked out whether they are legit or not legit. So from a Reddit post that I read, a person who knows a way to make a lot of money will be too busy making money to sell subscriptions, which is probably very true. These people who are selling their subscriptions are probably not making money in the stock market, they're making money off you. Okay, so someone who profits from your investments rather than your profits should be viewed with great suspicion. And that is basically something that I abide by and that I mentioned previously as well. And the third observation I have is that Mr. Warren Buffett is too busy reading annual reports. He has actually mentioned in interviews that he spends most of his time reading annual reports to decide which companies he wants to buy a stake in next to grow his ever-growing business empire. And he has never sold a single subscription. The only thing he sells is basically he has lunch or dinner with people who buy a chance to eat with him to get his insights on the market once a year, and the proceeds go to charity. So that is probably something that is beneficial for society in general. So that is, in a nutshell, subscription services that you pay for that pick apparently great stocks for you to buy, and as you can see, they do not do that actually. So the last bit I would like to cover is the disclaimer. So this disclaimer is basically carried in just about every single advertisement you have for any investment at all. And it's that all investments carry risks, and past performance is no guarantee of future returns, and that you should only invest what you can afford to lose. Now, I think this is a very negative statement, and it's a statement that I do not agree with. Okay, what I would say is all investments do carry risk, yes. But if you buy a wonderful company at a fair price and you only invest what you can afford not to use for the next 3 to 5 years, in general, the chance of you losing money versus gaining profits in a well-picked portfolio strongly favors profits rather than a loss. The only thing is that, as I shared with you in my getting started with equities video, that the stock market can go up and down, and you might have to hold on to your investments in order for them to give you the profits that you want. Typically, most cycles last at worst 3 to 5 years, especially if you buy the company at a fair price, which I will cover in my next video on finding a wonderful company and how to get a fair price, or how to calculate what is the fair price of that wonderful company and when to sell. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. And I hope that this has been useful when you look at all the advertisements that basically tout great gains from various subscription services. So thank you.